Now turn to Section 2. Section 2. You will hear a lecture about the changes of the labour market. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 16. Now listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 16.
Hello. This afternoon I'm going to begin by outlining some of the main changes that have occurred in the labor market and in working practices over the last 20 years. One of the most significant changes has been the vast move, especially in industrialized countries, from manufacturing to service industries. Although this has freed many people from heavy and repetitive work in factories, many people find their work in service industries equally boring and just as badly paid. Another important change has been that people no longer expect to spend most of their working lives with the same company or organization. As a result, people set themselves objectives which they work towards, and they use the various jobs they do and the different companies they work for as steps towards these objectives. For individual workers, I think this has helped them become more independent and given them more control over their lives. In most companies, the management team has become less hierarchical. This is often called downsizing or delayering. In other words, there are fewer managers and fewer levels of management. As a result, there are not so many opportunities for promotion, and people often feel frustrated because they find themselves at the same level for many years without the chance to rise in the company. Competition from new products and from different parts of the world means that nowadays companies have to adapt very fast to changing markets, and this requires them to be very flexible. Increasingly, this means they don't employ workers directly, but employ other small specialist companies or individuals to do the job when they need them. This means they don't have the expense of employing workers when they don't need them. I believe that for workers who are subcontracted, there are various gains. They're often better paid for the work they do. They work in smaller, more human organizations, and they're able to organize their working lives in ways which suit them, instead of having to fit the routines of a large company. Of course, the biggest areas of change have come with the technological revolution. Workers now have the chance to go job hunting on the World Wide Web, so they have more opportunities to find better or more suitable jobs. Statistics show that generally people work much harder than in the past, with much longer hours. New technologies are largely responsible for this, especially mobile phones and beepers or pagers. These things force employees to stay in contact with their offices even in their free time and at weekends. I think this is a pity, as people need to be able to relax and have time for themselves. Another effect of technological change is that jobs evolve very rapidly, and workers have to be continually going to training courses in order to remain employable. As a university teacher, I can hardly complain about this. But it can place enormous strain on workers if they're obliged to retrain for jobs well into their late 50s when they're getting close to retirement. So I'm not sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Before you hear the rest of the lecture, you have some time to look at questions 17 to 20. Now listen carefully and answer questions 17 to 20.
New technology and global competition have, between them, meant that the life cycle of products isn't nearly as long as it used to be. This has been a profound effect on companies and on the way we work. In order to cope with sudden changes in the market, companies need much greater flexibility from their staff. As a result, large numbers of tenured or permanent jobs have disappeared. Apart from university lecturers like myself, few people can expect nowadays to have a job for life. And temporary, short-term employment has become the norm for many people. However, we have to be positive. One wonderful change which has come out of the technological revolution is the opportunity for the office worker to telecommute. That is, for them to work from home with their computer and modem. This enables them to organize their working lives around their families and cut out the long journeys to and from work, which are the bane of most office workers' lives.
That is the end of section 2. You now have half a minute to check your answers.